Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ben Glim here, back with another video. Here is going to be my SEC football schedule. Um, in order, I'm gonna be posting ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and then Big 12 is gonna be my fourth upload. So yeah. Anyways, here we go. Starting off, let's go to 60 and down to 40. Okay. So we'll lower this to 3. Alabama's up first. Alabama, I think, is going to win against Western Kentucky, win against South Florida, win against Wisconsin, lose to Georgia. How do we know which is away? Let's look. Okay. Will it say at? Oh, okay. It will say where. Okay, the win there, the win against South Carolina. I think they'll win against Tennessee, win against Missouri, win against Mercer, win against them, win against Oklahoma, win against Auburn. Do I think they'll lose to LSU? I think they almost have a better chance of losing there at Tennessee. You know what? Here we go. We're going to swap this up. They're going to lose to Tennessee. And then win against Missouri, win against LSU, win against Mercer, win against Oklahoma, and Auburn. Okay, so they'll go 1, 2, 3. They'll go 10-2. I think that's fair for them. So I'm gonna put them at 10. Let's put the thickness at 1, 10, and 2 for Alabama. Arkansas is not going to be good at all this year. Win, lose against Oklahoma State. UAB, they'll win. Lose to Auburn, lose to Texas A&M, lose to Tennessee, lose to LSU. Mississippi State, will they win that? I think they'll lose that. Lose to Ole Miss, lose to Texas, beat Louisiana Tech, and lose to Missouri. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 9 is what I think they'll go. So first, let's go ahead and draw a line in between these. 3 and 9. Let's go ahead and draw a line in between all of these. To make it a little easier. Big Ten, or the SEC has so many teams in it. It's kind of crazy. Alright, now let's get on with Auburn. Alabama A&M, which they'll win. It's a small school. Win against Cal. Win against New Mexico. Win against them. Oklahoma, they will lose. Lose to Georgia. Do they beat Missouri? No. They'll lose against Missouri. Win against Kentucky, I think, and Vanderbilt, and UL Monroe. Texas A&M, they'll win. Alabama, they'll lose. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 4 for Auburn, which is a pretty good year for Auburn in the SEC. A very good year, to be honest. 8 and 4. 8 and 4. Now Florida has the hardest schedule by a long shot. They have the hardest schedule out there. It's going to be really, really hard for them to even have a chance. So, I can't remember what I put for this. Do I have? I think I had Miami winning against Florida. Cause is it in Gainesville? No, I had Miami losing if I remember right, the first one, their first game, but then winning the rest. They'll lose their first, or no, they'll win their first game against Miami. Win against Stanford. Win against Mississippi State. Win against Central Florida. Win against Kentucky. And the rest of these games they lose. So it's going to be a loss at Texas A&M, loss at Knoxville against Tennessee, loss against Georgia, loss against Texas, loss against LSU, loss against Ole Miss, and Florida State. So they'll win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and they'll lose 7. Yep. 5 and 7 is what Florida will go. Which still, that's pretty good for how hard their schedule is. Five and 7. Georgia. Everyone knows Georgia's going to be really, really good this year. They'll beat Clemson as much as I like Clemson and they're my favorite. They'll beat Tennessee Tech. They'll beat Kentucky. They'll beat Alabama. They'll beat Auburn. They'll beat Mississippi State. They'll lose to Texas. That's the one game they'll lose. They'll win against Florida. They'll win against Ole Miss. Win against Florida. Win against Ole Miss. Win against Tennessee. Win against UMass and Georgia Tech. So, leaving them with an 11-1 record. Eleven and 1, Georgia. Kentucky's up next, and they will win against Southern Miss. To be honest, did they beat South Carolina? No, I think they lose to South Carolina, lose to Georgia, win against Ohio, lose against Ole Miss, win against Vanderbilt, lose against Florida, lose to Auburn, lose to Tennessee, win against Murray State, and I have them winning against Louisville. But Texas, they lose against Texas. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Same as Florida. Damn it, I keep forgetting to put it to black. 5 and 7. 5 and 7 from Kentucky. Now LSU is supposedly going to be really good this year. Do I think they'll win? Southern Cal, yeah. Nicholas State, yeah. South Carolina, now that could be a toss-up. It's hard to play at South Carolina. We're gonna skip that one for now. UCLA, they'll win. South Alabama, they'll win. Ole Miss, they will lose. They'll lose against Texas A&M, Alabama. Win against Florida, win against Vanderbilt, and win against Oklahoma. Win against Arkansas, but I think they'll lose to South Carolina as well. So I think they're not going to do too good. LSU, don't get me wrong, they're a good team. But I just don't see them doing better than that. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 4. Same as Auburn. People are going to hype up LSU, but they're just going to go 8 and 4. I mean, they're not going to make the Natty by any means, or the 12-team playoff. 8-4. Old Miss now, I think, is going to do really good. Furman, they'll win. Middle Tennessee, they'll win. They'll win against Wake. They'll win against Georgia Southern. They'll win against Kentucky. South Carolina, I'll skip. Where's LSU located? They'll win against Oklahoma, I think. They'll win against Arkansas. They'll lose against Georgia. Win against Florida and Mississippi State. These are the only 2 games. I don't know. Will they win? I think they'll beat South Carolina. LSU, I just don't see LSU beating Ole Miss. So, to be honest, they could very well lose one of those matchups there. But do I have them actually going 11-1 as well? I mean, with their schedule, I think they definitely... Yeah, I'm going to go with 11-1. Yeah, 11-1. It's wild to think, but yeah, I think they will. (11-1) Ole Miss. Mississippi State, don't expect much from them either this year. Eastern Kentucky, they will win. Arizona State, lose. Win against Toledo. Lose against Florida, lose against Texas, lose against them, lose against Arizona State, lose against Texas A&M. Arkansas, do I have them winning? I have them winning against Arkansas. UMass, they'll win. Tennessee, they'll lose. Missouri, they'll lose. They'll lose to Ole Miss as well. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 4 and 8 is Mississippi's schedule. So let's do that. 4 and 8. Boom. Four and 8. Okay, Missouri is another team that's supposedly going to be good, but they did lose a couple of their players. They'll beat Murray State, beat Buffalo, beat Boston College, beat Vanderbilt. Texas A&M though, I think Collegiate Stadium, is that Texas A&M Stadium? Yeah, it is. So I think they'll lose. Win against UMass. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have them winning against Texas A&M, UMass, and then Auburn, Missouri. I have Missouri winning. Alabama, they'll lose against Alabama. Oklahoma, I think they'll lose to Oklahoma, lose to South Carolina, but win out. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 3. Missouri's going to go 9 and 3. It's so hard to zoom in and draw here. 9 and 3. Let's go ahead and fix this real quick, because this was a green. Okay, now Oklahoma. First year in the SEC. How do I think they're going to do? They'll win against Temple, win against Houston, win against Tulane. Lose. Ooh. I think they'll lose to Tennessee. It's hard to choose, though. Oklahoma and Tennessee could be a toss-up. Oklahoma, they'll win against Auburn. Lose against Texas. Win against South Carolina. Lose against Ole Miss. Missouri is going to lose that. So I think Missouri, they win against Missouri, lose against Alabama. And then, what do I have LSU? They'll lose against LSU. Win against Maine, obviously. Pretty easy win. Tennessee is the only one I'm like on the fence about. Yeah, they'll win against Tennessee. So they'll start the year off really strong, winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7, 8. So they'll go 8-4, which is really good start for the SEC. I think is going to be really good. 8 and 4. 8-4. South Carolina now is up next. So here we go. Hate South Carolina, but they'll win the first one. Win against Kentucky, I think. Yep. LSU, they will lose. Or no. I have actually them upsetting LSU. They'll beat Akron. So they'll start off the season strong, but then they'll lose to Ole Miss, lose to Alabama, lose to Oklahoma. Texas A&M, do I have them beating Texas A&M? Ooh, I don't know. I think they'll beat them. They'll beat Missouri, beat Wofford, and lose to Clemson. But I think they'll also beat Texas A&M since it's in Columbia. They play in Columbia. It's a really tough place to play. So, yeah, I think they'll do really good this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll go 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 and 5. Good year for South Carolina. Very good year. That's a really good year for South Carolina. Seven and 5 for South Carolina. Tennessee, another team that should be good this year. Win against Chattanooga. NC State. Did I have them winning against NC State? In Charlotte? I think I did. I had them beating NC State. Oklahoma. They'll lose. But that's because that game could be a toss-up. They'll beat Arkansas. Beat Florida. Lose to Alabama. Or no. They'll actually win against Alabama. Win against Kentucky. Win against them. Lose to Georgia. Win against UTEP. And win against Vanderbilt. So that leaves them with a really good season ending. At 10 and 2, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and 2. 10 and 2 for Tennessee Volunteers. Ten and 2 for Tennessee. And now Texas, first time in the SEC, and I think they're going to do extremely well. Colorado State, win. Michigan, win. UTSA, win. UL Monroe, win. Michigan State or Mississippi State, win. Oklahoma, win. Georgia, win. Vanderbilt, win. Florida, win. Arkansas, win. Kentucky, win. And then Texas A&M win. This is the other thing. Here I have them going 12 and 0. It's very similar to the Big Ten. If you guys watch my Big Ten video, it's going to be very similar to that. 12 and 0 for Texas. So let's go and do 12 and oh. If you guys watch my Big Ten video, I have Oregon going 12-0 in the Big Ten. And Ohio State going 11-1, but Ohio State beating Oregon in the championship game. So it's gonna be a little bit similar to that. So now we got Texas A&M. Supposedly they're gonna be decent this year, but they'll lose to Notre Dame. Do they lose to Notre Dame though? Yeah, I think they lose to Notre Dame. Beat McNeese, Gainesville, Florida. Do I have Florida winning this game? No. They went against Florida, beat Bowling Green, beat Arkansas. Missouri, they lose. Mississippi State, they win. LSU, they win. South Carolina, they lose. New Mexico State, they win. Do I have Auburn winning this? Yes, I do. So they'll lose there and lose there. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 and 5 for Texas A&M. Let's do that real quick. 7 and 5. Vanderbilt, we all know, should not be in the SEC. I feel bad for them, but lose. We'll get the games we know they'll lose out of the way. Lose. Okay. Well, shit. I don't know. Okay, the win. So they'll go 3-9. 3-9. Yep. Okay. Now, if we look here, we obviously can see who the two in the Natty is going to be, or in the two that are going to be in the SEC championship. And that's Georgia and Texas. Texas beats them in the normal season, which is why Georgia has one loss. And I think Texas goes undefeated. And if they do lose one, it would be against Michigan or Georgia, but I think Georgia will still lose. So I think for this, we are going to go and circle the two teams that we have advancing. Let's upgrade the thickness to 3. So Texas moves. And Georgia. And who do I think is going to win against that? Give me Georgia. Coming out on top. Winning the whole thing. I think Georgia will win the whole thing. Georgia wins, getting them 12-1 and giving Texas 12-1 as well. So, no matter what, I think I'm going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 SEC teams in the college football 12-team playoff. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of that. So if we zoom in the rest, there you go. I have Georgia and Texas in the finals, in the SEC championship game, and Georgia winning. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's going to be the SEC football schedule prediction. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Blue Mist out. Peace.